Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, we've only just finished reviewing the very best of 2019. Link is in the top of your screen now underneath the I button and obviously in the playlists on my channel. But here we are, just the second map of the new year, and we already have a contender for Map of the Year 2020. I'm telling you, this is really glorious. It's highly detailed, not suitable for those running a potato, but you'll enjoy the show anyway. Actually, this map actually shines. Shines like the shine of 1,000 like buttons all being hit at the same time. I wonder what that would look like. That's right, showing me what 1,000 like buttons being smashed at the same time really does support my channel. Helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thanks for your support. Today's map is Springtime in Banff by Hooper. It's a real life location up in Canada. That's the place up there just north of United States here. That's the fella. And there's your start square. I can't show you the dotted line today because it's a converted save game, but you will be able to see that if you're not running the 81 tile mod. There is your terrain heights. Terrain heights look good to me. It's a real life location with mountains. What do you want? And then your resources look like that. And again, fairly usable, apart from obviously the oil on the top of the mountains. But hey, got to have paint. Got to paint your snow somehow, haven't you? Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, there is a bit of a list. Like I say, this is not one for the potato runners. We'll be using the Banff Springtime Mix, or the Springtime in Banff theme mix, and the Realistic by Reaper Lut. Also got the catenary replacer switched on today, so we have no catenaries, which is nice for me. I prefer it that way. Yeah, loads of things to subscribe to, and loads of things. But it's worth it. It is worth it, and you're going to agree. A few props also, like there's a bear prop that I didn't see. There's plenty of things you're not going to see on the flyby because, well, I can't go exploring every nook and cranny. This is something I think for you to do. Definitely subscribe to the map and have a little explore, even if you don't plan on building on it, because it's a work of art. Now, the creator Hooper, we have reviewed once in the past, back in episode 702. Now, on that occasion, Perry and Bay, they only got 10 stars, and I would say it was a map that had some problems, some issues. Well, they've gone from creating a map that's had some issues to creating a Premier Division map. This is progress, guys. And if you want to see what progress looks like, 702 and today's episode, compare them side by side, and you'll see a creator who has, well, they've come on leaps and bounds and have really, really perfected their trade. Well done, Hooper. You can take a bow for that. Anyway, there's so much good stuff to look at on this map. For a start, the bridges. Now, I'm going to call this bridge the basic cheap bridge. Look at that. That's a cheaply made basic bridge, and it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Really quite happy with that. And then we'll head off towards the mountain. The mountains are great on this map as well. But before we get into too much about the map, let me let you know I have a new series coming up very soon. The pilot is out on Friday. One or two tiny technical errors with the show, but I'm sure you'll appreciate it once it's up anyway. Another perfect little vanilla bridge going on here as well. Not vanilla bridge, a cheap bridge, not vanilla bridge, it's custom bridge. What am I talking about? I've lost it. I'm talking about too many things at once. Let's talk about this intersection. Real life location, by the way, Banff up in Canada. And this is obviously a real life intersection. And it's been done with aplomb. Unlike in the work, it's been done with the pillars as well. We come down here, look at the choice of pillars, look at the way they've been aligned. It's so sexy. It is so sexy. You'll also notice we've got the sprite switched on at the moment, which I decided was an error. Obviously using Theme Mixer 2 for this. And I left the sprites switched on, which means they're glitching through on this intersection. And rather than mark Hooper down, because normally I would have these switched off using using Hide It or using the Theme Mixer now, I'm going to switch them off because they would normally be switched off You would not normally see them in one of my reviews, so I'm going to switch them off anyway, regardless of whether they are meant to be on or not. So yes, new series starting on Friday, and it's going to be called, ready, sit forward and listen, the 60-minute map fix. Yeah, I'm going to be cruising through the workshop looking for maps that have no thumbnails, no descriptions, and basically subscribing to one completely blank, not having a clue what's going to happen, and giving myself just 60 minutes to try and fix it. That's coming up from Friday. Look forward to that one, and if it goes well, we'll be turning that into a streaming show as well. So what's next? We've got more nice choice of pillars again going on here, liking the use of those pillars. It just works so well. However, we come down here, you can see them just glitching through the highway a fraction. Now if we drop that down, just one tap of the page down button using Move It, there we go, that fixes it. Now every map is allowed one minor error, one minor glitch, if it's non-game breaking and non-destructive, and that would be one of those. So if this is sitting on 5 stars for detail at the end of the show, and that is the only problem, then it will get 5 stars at the end of the show. But enough about all that. We are now down at the start square intersection, and this is very tidy as well. Lots of things to talk about with this one, hence the length of today's show. Loads of things to look at and talk about. Like the pillars underneath the highway here look amazing. We've also got some nice little barrier detailing down here, concrete barriers. I'm not quite sure why we've got a second one, but we've got a matching one over this side as well. And if we come over this side of the highway, you'll notice we've got exactly the same here. But on this side, somebody appears to have stolen one of them. I'm not quite sure why you'd want to do that, but there you go. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere. I'm just missing it. Bonus points for you if you can come up with stealing the concrete barrier jokes in the comments. Now we go bridge over water, and then we're going a road under rail, very tidy, and into the start square for the asset of the day. And today's asset is St Mary's Church, Rochester, New York by Feindbild. Now Feindbild, better known for their continental buildings, European continental buildings. Good to see an American build from them. A very good job too. And now factoids, because factoids, and this one is probably the first dated one we've had for a while. On this day, the 3rd of January in 1892, J.R.R. Tolkien was born. His famous book, you may have heard of it, Lord of the Rings, has sold over 3 million copies at the time of the print in the 80s, and has been translated into 9 languages at the time of print in the 80s. Writing was not his original profession, however. He was a professor of literature at Oxford University, and he had some kind of lisp, apparently. No, very good. Excellent. It's the St Mary's Church, Rochester, New York by Feindbild. Very lovely piece of work and a great church to boot. And we now head back to the highways. So yes, we've still got so many. This is a map with so much in it that there's stuff that we are not going to see that deserves being seen. Like here, I very nearly skipped over this. This is really nice. This is to allow water to run down off of the mountain and out into the river systems without flooding the highway. Now, normally a map creator would just leave a gap under there. Me, I would have just left a gap under there. But no, not so, Hooper. We have basically just custom built concrete flowway under. I'm sure it's got a technical word. Oh, and this is lovely. This has got to be the thumbnail. Yeah, I think we agree on that one. Lovely. Got to remember to go back there for the thumbnail. And then we'll continue on our way, and we've got a few more of these little passageways underneath. Oh, I don't know what they're called. Floodgates? Pass. Anyway, they are. It's unique. We've never seen it before in a map on WhatMap, so credit for that one. And then we'll hair off and make our way off towards the edge of the map for a little bit of a switch across to the rail. So yes, So yes, new series coming soon, and if, like I say, if it's well received, I'm going to switch it over to, oh, look at the detailing. Switch it over to being a streaming show. It's already recorded on streaming software, so switching it to a streaming show would not be a big effort for me. It just means I'm going to be distracted while recording the show, reading comments, and when you've only got 60 minutes to fix a map, I'll tell you, you need more than 60 minutes to fix a map. Having recorded 2 episodes now, one which was a pilot for the BonBonB Buddies on Patreon, which went quite well. And this episode that's going out on Friday, well, I've got to say that I've got a really good feeling for this series. And I'd really love for you to be along for that one. So don't forget to subscribe and obviously hit the notification bell so that you are there as well. Again, another perfect looking bridge there. Can't fault that. Little pull-ins here, so you can have a little, I don't know, lavatory break or something before. I don't think these are observation areas. Maybe they are. But for me, that just looks like a rest area. And then off into the fog. Now the rail, I cannot fault the rail. I can't. There's nothing wrong with the rail. It's slick, it's smooth. I'm guessing it takes a real life route. I've not checked the map like for like. I've had a little glance and it does appear to be the same map. In fact, we've got a lake in the top corner of this map, which I'm going to mispronounce deliberately because we reviewed the map by Bringer of Fire sometime last year, or maybe the year before. I'm losing track. What year was it? It must have been last year. And I got told the correct pronunciation. Little gap under there again for floodwaters to slip through. And yeah, I couldn't pronounce it right, but I got told the right pronunciation. But I'm not going back to that show to try and find the comment that told me the correct pronunciation. But yeah, Mini Vanker is how I'm going with. The Vanker is spelled with a W. Oh, and look, we've got the Lonely Goat herd here as well. One lonely goat. No, I'm not going to sing. I'm not going to sing. I was so tempted to sing. Maybe they're not goats. Maybe they're deer or something. But yes, yeah, nice detailing. A little bit of encroaching foliage, not on the line, so that's okay. So yes, yeah, we have a lake Minivanka in the top corner of the map. So we've seen this part of the world before by Bringer of Fire. I had a little look at my ratings for Bringer of Fire's Minivanka, and this map scores much higher. Now, to make a map better than Bringer of Fire, that is high credits. And those who have watched the 2019 Best of the Year series will know that Bringer of Fire had a high-performing map last year. One might say. just a little bit. It got noticed. Let's just say it got noticed. Much as this map has been noticed. Wow. This is just beautiful. Yeah, plenty of build playing, which we'll check out more in the second half of the show when we'll take to the air and have a better look at what's going on around the place. We'll head up this way now. What's going on over here? Oh yeah, we've got a rail over road going on here. That's very slick and tidy. Again, I've got no complaints there. And then we'll bear off to the right. Rail over river. Yeah, I think we're kind of there. So yes, we'll take the intermission. When we come back, we'll have a look at the shipping routes, if you can imagine there's any shipping on here at all. We'll do the water flow because we've got lots of rivers. Then we'll check out for some of this slick detailing in the mountains and stuff like that. And then I'm going to rate it. Is it going to be 555? Could it possibly be 555?
Do you have trouble building on steep hills? Do your buildings continually glitch into or out of the ground? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Building on Steep Hills by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And so back to Springtime in Banff by Hooper. Shipping routes. There aren't any. Obviously, the correct decision. I think we can credit Hooper for that one, yeah? So we have no shipping routes, but do we have water flow? There's the cunning question. And we go down, we'll see we have rivers. Come up to the Lake Minivanka here and just follow the river, the water flow down here. Now this doesn't actually go through the start square, this one. I just wanted to show you that we have alternate water flow areas in case you want to build out towards the edge of the map and do some work out here instead. But there's your outflow off to the edge of the map over there. We now go upstream. We come upstream this way, through here, past the island, into the start square area right there. And then you can see the water just keeps flowing right the way through. So yes, we have good water flow, no complaints. The map as a whole, we have got plenty of space. Like, this is your main build area. You're going to get a big city in there without question. So let's not talk about lack of build space, okay? You can expand up into the river valleys up here. And again, there's plenty of build space up here. You have to be a bit creative. If you want to do a big grid city, yeah, okay, not your map. Not your map. But if you're wanting to be a bit creative, do a small grid city and some suburbs around the outside. You're going to look really, really nice. You can even build up into the mountains a little bit. Now, not quite sure why we've got this clearing going on here. I don't believe that this would be forestry clearance, but it seems very square. And then we have some steam vents going on here, so obviously slightly volcanic in this area. But yeah, I don't really know why we have a complete clearing of trees in that area. But somebody will explain it to me in the comments. Just because I don't understand it doesn't mean it can't be correct. So we'll just leave it at that. Now, water sources, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. For a start, we are overflowing the trees a bit here. I don't mind them a little bit in the water. And I know we've got springtime, so we're starting to get a bit of snow melt. And that's fine. And the snow coming off of the edge of, the water coming off the edge of the snow there is okay. I'd like to see it start a little bit further up here. Tiny little source there. And then just so we've got a little bit of a trickle coming through, rather than just emerging right at the edge of the snow. Because the snow does hide it quite well. Let me just see, like here we've got, you can see the water just spawning right there. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Motorbike. So yes, let me just see. This is not going to be easy. I'm going to try and do it in show. I'm going to make the water capacity the absolute smallest. And I'm just going to pop one there and maybe one a little bit further up the hill. Say about there. Hopefully it will run into each other. Just as a trial. Yeah, I could see possibly problems with these rocks as well, because they do seem to be glitching into the rocks like that. The rocks are really attracting them. Now, I thought these were the water-friendly rocks by Zardos, which would just completely ignore the water. We move them out of the way over here, maybe, and hopefully that water will clear itself. Maybe, yeah. It seems to be thinking about going in. I'm going to move that spawn point across a little bit. See if that makes any difference. This is not an easy job. And yeah, Hooper's got a lot of water spawn points up in the mountains, and it would take a lot of time to get them all right. But this is, I feel there's room for improvement. I'm just going to get rid of those for the moment, just so the water can flood away a little bit. The water that was already existing there. Now we've got water on the opposite side as well. Yeah, we've got some water flow issues at the spawn points. I'm not best happy. We've got a map which is bordering on perfection. See, it looks much better with the water spawn just trickling over the snow there. That looks great. That looks much, much better. But those rocks are causing problems. And I'm not very happy with it. So, yeah, I think the 5th star for detail has to go, because 5 stars for detail is for literal perfection. Literal perfection. And that is, I mean, it's still exceptional. It's still exceptional. The difference between literal perfection and exceptional is a very fine line indeed. We've got some more spawn points up in the mountains. Just check a couple more of these out while we're here. I'm not going to do any more fixing. This one, actually, I could buy into this more. It's actually starting up in the snow a little bit. Probably a little bit heavier than I'd like it to be, but that's still not too bad. Any more? Let me pull back a little bit. There's some more up this valley as well. Not looking at all. I'm not going to look at all of them, but probably make this the last one. Actually, that's quite nice. That's a lake up there. I can believe that one. There's a lake in the canyon here as well. That's really, really very nice. It's a little hidden lake. It wouldn't be a fishing lake. I'm supposed to be any fish up there. Or maybe they put fish in there. Possibly. Okay, yes. What a great looking map. Yeah, the Lake Minivanka up here. This looks great. Also up here, We've got a forestry area. Now, if you've got Industries DLC, you could definitely turn this into a thriving forestry area. I'm liking that idea a lot. One thing I don't like about this map, forgetting about the water flow at the spawn points, is this tunnel. I don't buy this at all, and you're gonna disagree with me, and you're well within your rights. It's one of the nice bit of rock detailing going on there, by the way. But this is one of the toughest skills. I know I've tried to do it myself and I gave up. I don't see that this works. I just don't see that this works. Kind of looks okay from the front when you're driving in, but it just looks awkward and ungainly. And I feel just grabbing one of the props. If you got we're already subscribed to a load of props. Oh, and liking again the detailing around here stops you from driving off the cliff. But with so many props subscribed to, just subscribing to a tunnel entrance prop, I feel would have been a little bit better than this. I just don't buy it. I'm sorry. But anyway, if that's my biggest problem with the map, plus some slightly clanky water spawn points that nobody's ever going to see when they're building a city, well, that's not really an issue with a map, is it? We've got over here, we've got another little observation area there. Some nice detailing along the front of the lake also. There you go. That just looks, again, it looks mossy. It looks very tidily done. Hooper has spent, like I say, more than 10 minutes making this map, and it shows. Well done. Very nice. Is there anything else? I think we should just look for that thumbnail position and get into position. Get in, where were we? It was down here somewhere. Have I shot past it? I think I might have shot past it. Yeah, that's the stop point, so it's back a little bit. Anyway, what do you think of this map? What do you think? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? If it's not, then this month is going to be the strongest month we have ever had on what map? There's going to be 10 maps better than this. I don't believe it. Okay, aesthetically. Yeah, it's 5 stars. It's 5 stars. I've got no grumbles with this at all. Looks amazing. And I'd love to move here. Definitely. For detailing. Detailing is bordering 5 stars. I've already told you what my grumbles are. My grumbles are negligible, are minor, and should not deter you from taking on this map. It's just a question of the difference between 4 and 5 stars. That's all. It's 4 stars and it's exceptional. Gameplay potential. I see loads of potential with this map. Could there have been a fake shipping route on Minivanka? Possibly. But there isn't, and it doesn't matter. I'm going 5 stars for gameplay. There's nothing to fix. Lots of potential. Everything's right. Everything works. Excellent map. Springtime in Banff by Hooper. Potential map of the year, and definitely the BonBonB seal of approval. Well done, Hooper. That's improvement, that is. Well done. I did not expect that. When I saw you had a new map out, and I remember your last one, and I thought, well, it was quite good. You know, there's room for potential. There was room to improve, and you did improve, and you've just basically shown us right how to do it. Right, okay, suggested video on the screen now, and of course links to this channel and to my second channel if you want to subscribe there. And thanks to all the BonBon buddies over on Patreon for your support in 2019. The new list is coming very soon. Thanks for watching.